Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Big fan of his game.
Young man is flat out star.
Maybe the hardest guy to guard in the NBA.
One of the best with the ball in his hands.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander putting on a show.
Oh, the brilliance of SGA continues.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander meeting the moment.
Number 97, Connor McDavid.
Wonder why they call him the league's best player. Hit rewind. You'll discover it.
I never bet against Connor McDavid.
McDavid moving in. Sky!
Unstoppable brilliance by Connor McDavid.
Dave Feschuk and Bryan Hayes are here now to debate some Canadian sports excellence. The Northern Star Award for Canada's Top Athlete of the Year. It's going to be given out in December. And let's just say that over the next couple of weeks, guys, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wins the NBA title and Finals MVP. And let's just say Connor McDavid wins the Stanley Cup and Conn Smythe Trophy. Dave, who would you say has a stronger case for the Northern Star?
Well, let's just say, Sarah, that this is one of the great Canadian debates of all time. We've never had it before. We may never have it again.
Yeah.
And let's hope we have it.
Yes.
It'd be a lot of fun. But look, I'd have to go with McDavid. I mean, how can it be that this guy has won 3 Hart trophies, 5 scoring titles? At times he has lapped the field like secretariat in the NHL. He's never won this award. And I think that is going to come into view for the voters who are only human. And SGA has obviously won this before. Of course, you don't win it because it's about timing. And I don't think the timing's ever been better for McDavid. Think about this year. You've got the elbows up hockey analogies. You've got the Star-Spangled Banner being booed in hockey arenas. McDavid scores the winner to beat the USA in the Four Nations Cup. McDavid, in this scenario, will be the MVP of a team that beats a U.S. juggernaut to win Canada's first Stanley Cup in 32 years. Think about that. I mean, it would end a national embarrassment. I think it would do a favor to all 7 Canadian teams because it would bust the myth that you can't possibly win a Stanley Cup in Canada because the fans and the media commit the crime of caring too much about hockey.
Right.
Imagine that.
Yes.
Nobody cares more than Edmonton, and for McDavid to do what we're suggesting he's about to do, I think that would give him a leg up on SGA.
Man, it's tough to battle against Connor McDavid, but I'm going to do it because I do think it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, because this is not a lifetime achievement award. This is about the one single year, in this case, 2025.
Sometimes.
At times it can be, but again, you look at what Shai is going to accomplish this year. If he wins Finals MVP and wins the championship, that means he wins regular season MVP, Western Finals MVP, the Magic Johnson Trophy, Finals MVP, and a championship for Oklahoma City. The Oklahoma City Thunder. Also, the nature of the sport suggests that the best player on a basketball team is going to factor in more significantly than the best player on a hockey team, right? McDavid is phenomenal. He's had a phenomenal season. But with McDavid not getting the regular season MVP, yes, Conn Smythe, yes, Cup final, yes, the Four Nations face-off was significant, but those are things that other players have done before. Shai is doing stuff, if he pulls this off, that LeBron James does, that Michael Jordan does. This isn't run-of-the-mill stuff.
Greatest of all time.
The greatest of all time. Also, again, the nature of the sport and the fact that he's 26 years old, younger than McDavid. They're a very young team in Oklahoma City, and they all look to him. Yes, everyone looks to McDavid in Edmonton, but that's the oldest team in the league. Mm-hmm. They also can look to Corey Perry. They can also look to Evander Kane. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, ever since he arrived in Oklahoma City, has been surrounded by younger players that don't have the same talent, and he has lifted them all up. I got to go with SGA here.
Look, you make a lot of great points. Again, we're debating the great versus the slightly greater, right? And to me, McDavid's slightly greater. Like the regular season stuff, he's done that before. He could have won another Hart if he wanted to. He could have won another scoring title. Those were not his goals this season. And clearly, there's one goal. And if he gets that goal, I mean, it's a historic achievement. It's a massive, massive thing. It cements him further among the greats of the game. Now, let's not start putting SGA in the same sentence as LeBron and Michael Jordan.
Okay? This season, he's in that conversation.
Yeah, it's a one-off MVP in a very strange NBA year.
Doesn't mean he won't win it again down the road.
No, he could, and I bet he probably will. But look, the other thing about this, I mean, we've had Jamal Murray being a very strong number 2 in a 1-2 punch that won a title for Denver only a couple of years ago. So it's not like it's unprecedented that a Canadian would be central to a title. You've had that. The other thing is, like, if you go through that franchise, the most important guy in that Oklahoma City Thunder franchise, it might not be Shai. It probably is Sam Presti.
Sam Presti, the man who ran everything.
The guy who put this incredible team together,
But he's not Canadian, so he's not up for this award.
Saying, but nobody doubts who the most important man in Edmonton is. You know, he might not win the MVP this year. He might not win it every year. He's the guy that drives the bus in Edmonton.
Yep.
There's no doubt about it. He's the best player in Canada's national sport. There's no denying it.
There's no arguing against that.
And it's inevitable he's going to win this award, and I don't think the timing lines up better than this year.
It is pretty incredible he hasn't won it before. Again, he probably should have won it in the past, but I will say this also to cap it off. I think he was better last year in the playoffs, and he was better last year during the regular season. What they didn't do was win. If they win this year, the doors open up. Let's hope Edmonton pulls that off, Oklahoma City pulls that off. We can maybe come back in 2 weeks and we'll officially figure this out.
Exactly. I truly hope these scenarios play out so we can really debate it for realsies, right? SGA, as you mentioned, had won the Canadian Athlete of the Year. That was back in 2023. And the last NHL player to win it, Gary Price, way back in 2015.